Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. We are back live on this beautiful Sunday morning. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great weekend as we head in to the heart of the holiday season ever so slowly and somehow really fast at the same time. I hope everyone had a great weekend. There was a lot of wrestling this weekend, especially like all three sort of like smaller brands like TNA, ROH, and NXT all ran big shows this weekend. So it was a lot to catch up on. I'll be talking about ROH. ROH Final Battle and NXT Deadline today, as well as I will have a big announcement for a big show coming up on the Brunch Gimmick, coming up at the end of the show, which I'm very excited about. I'll talk about it soon. But yeah, this weekend, a very fun Saturday. I'll say that. So my back's been bothering me the last couple weeks. This is like the first day where it's been like this week has been feeling a lot better. So like this weekend I wanted to test it out. So I decided to go early yesterday morning to go to Mini Comic-Con, the Christmas Comic-Con they have here in Montreal, where it's pretty much just for like vendors. Like there are no real like sign. There's a few signings, but not very many. Because the big Comic-Con here is in July. And it's really like for Christmas shopping and stuff. So I went to that, and I'll show you some of the stuff I picked up because I did pick up some wrestling stuff. But first off, on the non-wrestling front that I picked up there, and my goal is, yes, it's tacky, but I am very much determined to make it work on a suit, to find a way to make this look good in a suit. It is a very on brand for me, Montreal Expos Looney Tunes tie. It's super nice, actually. I like the color of it that I bought at Comic-Con. I also got 2 hot sauces. There's a nice hot sauce vendor there. I got this Mustard Menace hot sauce, which I tried and liked, and the Ring of Fire hot sauce. So on the wrestling front, there was the same place I got the tie, actually. There's a nice lady selling AEW figures at a very reasonable price. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it was cheaper than how the price Walmart sells it in Quebec, or did sell it, because Walmart stopped selling AEW figures. And also, even though she had like maybe 10, there were 10 ones that I haven't seen in Quebec yet. Like, at least Montreal, that I just never saw in Montreal. So I'm like, I've been scooping up as many of these as possible. First one I had to get, like, this one I actually came back for. I bought 2, and then like I can't leave them staying there. I love them too much, and I miss them so much. So one of the figures I got at Comic-Con yesterday, which I like had to have, somebody I miss so much, Mr. Keith Lee. Going to be adding to the wall behind me. I need to reorganize that wall so badly. But yeah, Keith Lee figure. Then somebody we'll be talking about in a minute, who had a very big match, the opening contest of NXT Deadline, and we'll talk about that controversial finish, or the controversial result. We got the absolute Ricky Starks with the FTW belt, and him screaming. Look at that face. Just him yelling. So angry. Don't know why he's so angry, but there it is. And this one I literally almost passed over. But again, also has to deal with one of the shows we were talking about. We were talking about ROH Final Battle 802, which is a show I literally just watched this morning and I'm excited to talk about because it's very good. But, you know, nothing from nowhere or nothing at all. Na 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 na. I got myself the CM Punk ROH figure, which was really cool, and I like almost passed it over. I'm like, wait, is that the CM Punk? But yeah, the ring comes with the little. You see the little Ring of Honor mic there, which like none of these figures I saw in Quebec. They were reasonably priced, like cheaper than Walmart had them. I was very excited when I saw them. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be spending money here. And if you're still in the Montreal area, it is still open today for a few more hours. So if you have a chance, go to Comic-Con. I also, like right after that, was walking around downtown doing some, like I walked a lot yesterday. And not far away, about like 20-minute walk away from Montreal Comic-Con, there's the very tourist trappy, the Christmas, like they have a Christmas market set up downtown. So I stopped by there, and now like they had like these where like you heat up your hands, but it was like a fire pit type seal all set up through there. It was very nice. It literally the legitimate set of a Hallmark movie. they set up in downtown Montreal. And it was like the perfect day because it was like the perfect cinematic snow coming down, which looks beautiful, pain in the ass to walk through because that shit is blowing in your face. And I did get a overpriced hot chocolate and this little glass that came with it, the Marché de Noël Montréal. While I was walking home, I was walking to the bus, walking around downtown doing some shopping. I stopped there. It was very nice. There was a lot of like market stuff there, but it is very much a tourist trap. And like I literally thought I was gonna bump into somebody and have a meet cute while I was there, because like I legitimately like I thought I was gonna turn around, hit somebody else with like a hot chocolate, be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What's your name?" And she'd be like, "My name is Susie Christmas Time, and I'm here on big business." Type deal. It was very much. Oh yeah, absolutely. There was like we all knew this match with. How are you doing, Pluggo? By the way, Pluggo in the chat early, and by in the chat I mean he posted that at 7:09 a.m. this morning. But yeah, Pluggo, jump in the chat. But yeah, that was like a very much a tourist trappy thing, but it was very fun. It was nice to go to, and if you're in Montreal during this month, it's a fine time to walk around with, especially if you're with somebody to go through. I did get a s'mores hot chocolate, which was just fine. I felt like it was a little. I got caught. I thought it was gonna be better than what it was because like they had these giant like metal drums, like they were mixing, like almost like we mix soup and stuff. And I thought, oh, that's where the hot chocolate is. That the hot chocolate is gonna be real good. And I paid for it, and I realized their hot chocolate that was for the cider. I think their hot cider, and the hot chocolate came from a machine. And they like the s'mores. They just pretty much just put like a cookie in it, and so, marshmallows, and like a string of marshmallows, and like some dusting of chocolate powder on top. Wasn't bad, but also I felt like I was taken advantage of. But yes, as I mentioned earlier, this was a pretty big surprisingly big wrestling weekend, as all three of these like smaller brands had shows this weekend. TNA, you had Bear Bronson debuting there. Also, The Righteous, which I'm very excited about in TNA, which probably means they'll show up in WWE at some point. Again, the crowd there sucks so hard. Like how chanting "Who are you" is stupid in the first place, because Google's free, bud. Just Google it. They literally say their name, take 2 seconds, but you almost ruined their moment of debuting, because like the Righteous rule, they were just on TV in both AEW and mostly ROH. Just take 2 seconds to look something up instead of doing a stupid chant. But yeah, they did. That was like the big thing coming out of the TNA pay-per-view. But also, which I want to talk about right now, ROH Final Battle. I'll just be talking about the main card because I also want to talk about NXT Deadline later. But ROH Final Battle happened, and it was a very, very fun show. Top to bottom, there was a couple standout matches. I felt the opening contest between Deonna Purrazzo versus Billy Starks for the ROH Pure Rules Championship, the Women's Pure Rules Championship. If you don't know, the premise of Pure Rules is each wrestler is allowed 3 rope breaks. Each wrestler is allowed 3 rope breaks. After 3 rope breaks, you can't, like, if you're in a submission, there's nothing to stop. There's a 20 count. The title can change hands on a count out. Well, it would have changed hands anyways because there was no actual champion. It was a vacant title belt. But yes, and I think Deonna Purrazzo, or now Purrazzo, who won the match, very deserving champion. Like, Deonna's been putting in so much work recently, and it's so awesome to see that payoff. And like she's gonna like the upcoming matches with her and Queen Aminata are gonna be so much fun because like we don't know if Deonna Purrazzo, I keep doing it now, but yeah, if you don't know if she was definitely gonna win the tournament or if it was gonna be Queen Aminata to win, but like either one would have been a deserving champion. Even Billy Starks would have absolutely been. I would have been happy with anyone winning this belt. Like this was a very fun match, and they did a great job of this, like establishing it. Billy going down, like showing. They did like have her like make rookie mistakes, going to the rope almost immediately on the first armbar at the beginning of the match, going to the rope and losing a rope break. A very fun match, all in all. Great opening contest. I enjoy the Pure Championship. I love the idea of it that like after 3 rope breaks, there's no way to get out of submission other than you have to fight your way out. But yeah, I'm very happy for Deonna Purrazzo. Like a very good person who very much earned this moment and is a very, very deserving Pure Champion. And I'm very excited that they immediately, once Queen Aminata is cleared, she said she's next up. And it's like the obvious choice there. That match. This was my match of the night. Like my brother, who like sadly our old wrestling group chat barely is pretty much dead at this point. But like he posted in this because he was very excited about this match. Because it seems like he's like, this is a match specifically made for me. You had Lee Moriarty against Nigel McGuinness in a 30-minute Iron Man match. I think it was also for the men's pure. It wasn't a pure roles match, but I think it was for the Pure Championship, although it doesn't say it here. But this was an absolutely crazy match. Like, I'm so happy we have Nigel McGuinness back. Like, that dude's been through so much, thought his career was done, and the fact he's getting these getting these like one-off every so often matches makes me so happy because he's like getting to work with younger talent. And Lee Moriarty is so good, is so talented. Like, you know who he is, look him up. Also, he designs a lot of the t-shirts for AEW. He did like a lot of the designs, especially early on. He's a talented artist as well. But this match was exactly what I wanted to be. Like, almost like strategically early on in the match, he taps out. Nigel McGuinness taps out. Like very early on in the match, like the first time he locks in his like submission finisher, taps out quickly, and like you could tell later on he regrets it as he like goes down 3-1, then like fights his way back into it like 3-2, and like 3-3, then goes up 4-3, then 4-4. He goes up like 3-1 at one point and like fights his way back. There's a moment right, like literally with 10 seconds left where I mean, he does go up one. He goes up one, like holds the tights, hits 2 quick pins on him, on Lee Moriarty, takes the lead with 10 seconds left, and Lee Moriarty rolls him up with literally, as again, controversial, that like the clock did hit 0 just as he was hitting 3. Like the way the timing of that was insane, of that finish, of the first finish, because it finished 4-4. The match initially finished 4-4. Then Lee Moriarty said, no, we wanted to prove he was the best here. And Shane Taylor was not happy about this on the outside, as Shane Taylor was happy with the tie and getting out with the championship. But Lee Moriarty is like, no, I said I was going to prove, we're going to prove who the better man is. Get back in here. We're doing overtime. And the beauty part of this match was, especially throughout the whole match and especially the finish, is every pin attempt felt like it was going to win the match. Like every roll up felt like a finisher, like somebody just hit their finish. It was like the most like heart in your throat. Oh my God, he's going to do it. No, like you're cheering for Nigel McGuinness. Like, oh my God, is he actually going to pull this off? But like in the end, it was like a beautiful roll up where he just like ties him entirely up, and he wins at 5-4 in overtime. Absolutely great match. Nigel McGuinness still definitely has it, and such a like wonderful addition. Like somebody who was originally brought on as an announcer, is like the fact he's still able to put on these level matches and just have these like, they were like trading submissions early on, and like Nigel was down the whole match, especially like as you're watching the clock tick down like 2 minutes and he's still down. It's like, how is he going to pull this off? They told a beautiful story throughout. I really, really love this match. Probably one of my matches of the weekend, honestly. I really, really love this match. And like, I'm so like happy he gets to hang out in ROH and do this stuff. The next contest, which could be the sign of something bigger happening here, we had Red Velvet versus I cannot talk this morning, versus Mercedes Moné. I'm fully on my Gretzky shit right now, which on top of being a traitor cannot speak English apparently. Honest to God, how are you a grown man and cannot pronounce Curacao? The accent is on the C there. It's basic English, and you cannot pronounce Curacao. And Macedonia. I almost did it. And not pronouncing Macedonia was wild. Like, didn't they give him a chance to rehearse either too? Because they knew what teams they're probably going to pull from, just to go through the teams that were in that buck. Doesn't matter. But the whole thing was a mess. I'm of course talking about the World Cup draw, as I have mentioned many times on here through the years. I'm a massive soccer fan or football fan, and World Cup coming up on this side of the world, here in Canada and United States and Mexico. And they had the completely just awful show of the World Cup draw. Just embarrassing on several levels. It bummed me out. It's just like peak FIFA corruption type stuff. But either way, we've got Red Velvet defeating Mercedes Moné via pinfall to win the win back our ROH Women's Television Championship. I'm very happy for Red Velvet here. This was a fun match as well. But most people are going to be talking about the outcome of this. Could this be a sign of things to come, of the thing we were all waiting for? Where is it? 13 belts Moné, now 12 belts Moné, starting to unravel. Is this the first thread? Again, this was another roll-up finish. Like, there was a good, like, Red Velvet hit her finisher and Mercedes kicked out. There's a lot of good false finishes throughout this match. I felt this was like a really fun match between the two. But yeah, the main talking point of this match is going to be the outcome for Mercedes Moné, because it looks like this is the first thread pulled. That losing to Chris Statlander weakened the threads, and now they starting to pull out the threads, and this is the first thread to come out of her massive championship sweater that she's. I guess I'm going with this. But yeah, the losing the ROH Women's Television Championships. Will this be a sign of potentially her losing the TBS Championship coming up and every other independent championships one by one? We will soon see. But again, Mercedes, like both in the ring and later in a backstage segment, just like does a great job of showing how much every one of these titles meant to her personally. And like losing one, and she just lost one, and she's already like crashing out in the back and cussing people out. So we will see what happens there. But all in all, a very fun match. Red Velvet, very happy to see back as the ROH Women's Television Championship. She's going to do a great job for that brand, especially that she is. I'm sure it's easier for them because she is more of an ROH only wrestler. So she's going to do a great job of building that division again. Oh, God damn it. This is the one thing in both New Japan, I cannot pronounce this name. And I know I just made fun of Wayne Gretzky for pronunciation. So this is La Faction Incon. It's Sammy Guevara against the Beast Mortos, defeating the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, and Adam Priest by pinfall to win the vacant ROH Tag Team Championships. Again, the major talking point of this match is Sammy Guevara winning the Tag Team Championship for the third time, and for the second straight time, winning it from himself. For those who don't know, Sammy was partnered with Dustin Rhodes, and Dustin Rhodes got injured. I forget who his partner he just was, but he got injured. So like they had to vacate it once, and he won it with another partner. He turned heel and went with another partner. Then that partner got injured, and he won it again with the Beast Mortos. So every time he has both had the title vacated and won him back with the championship, which hasn't been done before. And it's the like an insane stat and a thing to happen. I think this is a great showing from Tommy Billington and Priest. There was interference there, some hijinks going on near the end of the match that eventually cost him the match. And like, again, this right choice to win. Beast Mortos finisher, like dude that like just built like a truck, hitting like a 450 splash type thing, like a Phoenix splash type thing. Crazy, absolutely craziness for his finish and crushing his opponent. Love this match. I really enjoy this match, and the stat that he has won it multiple times from himself makes me very happy because it's type of silliness that I love. Then we had Eddie Kingston defeating Josh Woods in a singles match. This was pretty much just a setup for his upcoming title match this week for the AEW Championship. He wanted to send a message to Samoa Joe, which I think he did. I'm just so happy to see Eddie Kingston back, man. I obviously am wearing this Eddie Kingston shirt I got for Christmas one year. Or I think it was either Christmas or my birthday for my brother. But Eddie Kingston, so talented. Like, he's one of my favorite. Like, he's just so good at what he does. And like ROH is a great place for him. Like, he's obviously our former ROH champion. But man, I know they're saying it this week. I know he's not going to win it. And literally a couple weeks ago, I said the person I would like to see beat Samoa Joe, surprisingly, is Eddie Kingston. And he's obviously not going to win it this week. It's a bummer. But man, Eddie deserves a AEW championship run. Like, out of people who haven't gotten it yet, who haven't gotten there yet, he's at the top of my list. Because he's in the back end of his career, obviously, especially coming off another big injury. But like he's like not only deserved but earned that moment from his time in AEW. And I just want to see that man happy. And like it would be such a huge like moment if he won the AEW title, like one of those moments where the locker room comes out as everyone loves Eddie. Then we had Shane Taylor Promotions coming back out, retaining their ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships against Skyflight of Scorpio Sky, Dante Martin, and Darius Martin by pinfall. This was a fun match. Like, Shane Taylor Promotions is so much fun. I love them so much. Like, I remember Captain Shaw was wearing a t-shirt at a show I was at in Toronto a few years ago, and he was there watching the show, and he's like, he told Joel that he liked my shirt because he's talking to Joel. But yeah, like Trish Adora on the outside. You had Trish Adora and Layla Gray getting at it at one point during the match. It was like all sorts of hijinks thing, but like Shane Taylor Promotions being the 6-man champion just worked so well. And it was a great match with Skyflight. Like, Dante Martin, Darius Martin are obviously so talented and just ridiculous high flyers. And this was a very, very fun match. Like, brought the energy up too. But yeah, all in all, fun match. Quite enjoyed it. I'm happy Shane Taylor Promotions won. Ricochet defeating Dalton Castle, who I'm so happy is back. I love Dalton Castle so much. And man, this was like a physical match too. Like, Ricochet just bumps like crazy. It never gets old watching Ricochet take a beating. And very fun match. Again, this was like just added onto the card. But like, and like, it is showing that the stipulation of the title belt, where he does defend it in different promotions. And like Dalton Castle said when he came to the ring, he's never won an AEW championship, but this is ROH, and I run ROH. I did not think Dalton Castle was going to win. I think this was an easy prediction here. They weren't going to take the title off Ricochet a few days after winning it. But man, one could dream that Dalton Castle would win it. And just like the boy who was just out the entire match, who Ricochet knocked out and was just asleep for the rest of the match. Well, that was fun. But yeah, man, Ricochet rules. He's going to be a great champion for the national championship. And just had an absolute banger with Dalton Castle. I really love this match. In a crazy match, Bandito in the co-main event. Literally, this in the main event almost went the exact same time. This one went 27 minutes, 54 seconds. The main event with Athena and Persephone went 27 minutes, 7 seconds. But Bandito, once again, laying his claim, his like final stake that he is the wrestler of the year, that he should be the wrestler of the year on most people's lists, defeating Sammy Guevara, Blake Christian, Vanilla Baby, Blake Christian. And I love that it came up again in the pre-match scrum that Jeremy Lambert's hard work to get Vanilla Baby to get what's his face's song to be Blake Christian's theme song. He got like Jeremy Lambert getting name checked by Tony Khan. It's like, we're trying. We got 1% there. We need to get the other 95% there to get that song. But Vanilla Baby, Blake Christian, the Beast Mortos, Commander, and Hechicero by pinfall in a survival of the fittest match for the ROH World Championship. Like, this is I felt Bandito was going to win this match. I didn't think anyone was going to beat him. I think this was, again, to cement his place as one of the top guys in AEW and especially, obviously, ROH. And this dude just has banger of matches like every single time. And there's like a nice chance to highlight a lot of the ROH talent too. Like Sammy, Blake Christian's doing great work there. Like the Beast Mortos, Commander, and Hechicero. All like, this was a great highlight of the men's division. Like, it's not that deep in or as deep as it could be for a heavyweight, like a thing, because like, especially there's so many title belts, everyone's caught up on a different title. But like, great showing for Bandito, and like it does show like their heavyweight title division, a great advertisement for that. But also talking about a great advertisement who has been running ROH for years now. Like, it is like, this was like the code. It is 1A, 1B between who runs Athena, ROH, and like it's Athena who runs ROH, and then just under Athena is Bandito. But Athena defeating Persephone by pinfall to remain the forever ROH Women's World Champion. At this point, I don't know who's going to beat Athena. Like, again, it was unlikely Persephone was going to win. But man, did she have a hell of a showing here. Like, she was hitting finishers near the... for a second, I'm like, oh my God, is this going to happen? Is she about to upset Athena here? Like, she hit her finishers like a couple two big moves in a row. I'm like, oh my gosh, when she hit the Razor's Edge, like I thought, like, oh, is she gonna counter? No, she hit it. She hit like two things. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. And Athena kicking out, and it like eventually hitting the O face and beating Persephone, which like. Who beats Athena at this point? Like, they have to have a plan there of like somebody that could eventually knock off Athena for the ROH Women's Championship. But like, you talk about somebody who's been running a company who's taken the ball and ran with it for years now. That's Athena. Like, I think everyone wants to see her more on AEW as well. But man, she is. Like, a lot of the people who have subscribed for ROH are there to see Athena, are there because of Athena and the work she's done. And, like, she is well deserving to be the face of ROH right now. An absolute banger match. Like every time I see Persephone, I want to see more of her all over the place. She absolutely rules. This was a great match to close out the show. They gave them a bunch of time. They gave them, like, they very much said this is like a main event and co-main event, and literally they gave them almost the exact same time. They almost had the, and it was well earned on both fronts. Great matches, and all in all, a very fun card. But yeah, that does it for ROH. Also, in a shorter card, which I'm able to get through a little quicker, and we'll get to the announcement and some other odds and ends. To close out the show. But we had NXT Deadline that happened yesterday. I was live doing a watch along with my partner in crime who broke me into the media section at the AEW show a few months ago. But Ella J was on with Plego doing a watch along last night. If you're hanging out there watching along with us, that was a very fun time. And yeah, this show was actually pretty more fun than I thought it was going to be. I enjoyed it more than I thought of. I love the Iron Survivor stipulation. Those are always a lot of fun. But the show opens with a shocking move for a lot of people, with Obafemi defeating Ricky Saints to regain the NXT championship. And because of this, he will now face Cody Rhodes this Saturday at Saturday night's main event. It almost seemed written in the stars that Ricky Saints was going to fight his good friend, Cody Rhodes, and he was going to win. There is part of me, my theory about this is Triple H doesn't know what to do with big men. And I honestly feel he did not have he didn't have a plan for Obafemi. I think Sean's been saying like he's been ready to go up. They set him up to go up. I think he was set up to go up and they just had nothing for him. And like especially like nothing for the near future. And like I guess they didn't want him to sit doing nothing for a month. And like maybe Ricky Saints gets called up, but I don't know, because I think he might have another match with Obafemi. like hopefully this means Ricky Saints could come up and he have something, but I feel like legitimately Triple H didn't have anything for Obafemi. And like Sean's like, I'll take him. And like if you're gonna have Obafemi there, it's the problem with big men too, is they almost have to win a champion. Like they almost automatically book them to win the championship. And like especially Obafemi, who is literally the ruler of NXT. Like it caught a lot of people off guard, but like I honestly think the main roster like wasn't ready for him yet, and like they didn't want him to sit for a month, and like you sort of like cool him off, and people like might like, especially people who just watch main roster, like word of mouth about him might fade. But all in all, it was a fun match. It was exactly the type of match you'd expect here. It was pretty much pay by numbers. Ricky Saints gets beaten up for the majority of the match. Eventually, like gets momentum, hits DDT, starts spamming tornado DDTs, gets a bunch of near falls, and eventually gets caught near the end with two power bombs for the finish. Hopefully this means they're going to do something with Ricky Saints, like I said, on the main roster. Like one of the two have to be up to me, because like they're running out of stuff to do with them in NXT. It's starting to get like a little like there's so much potential for them on the main roster, for both of these guys on the main roster. Like they're both ready to go there. It just depends what WWE wants to do with them. But also after that, we had our first Iron Survivor match, the Women's Iron Survivor, where a lot of people, especially on our watch along last night, I literally in my gut I was going to say Kendall Gray. I had a feeling, because I'm a big Ren QCC guy. Kendall Gray defeating Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, and Jordan Grace. This one was like off rip, a lot of fun. Again, to the credit the NXT roster, their timing is amazing. Like I think a lot of people felt that there was going to be interference, especially Sol Ruka's partner was going to show up and like turn on her at some point. Like they did have the storyline of Sol Ruka going down with an injury and then coming back out with like selling the knee injury. But Kendall Gray winning 3-2 to 2-2 in a last second victory. Kendall Gray also on every end obviously got the most falls, but also was involved in the most, like in the vast majority of like pinfalls, she was somehow involved. She was getting pinned a lot throughout this match, which is why like a lot of people set her aside and like she's not winning. I think Jordan Grace, they have to call her up at this point. Like clearly she's not winning any of the women's championships anytime soon. She doesn't have much of a storyline right now. I think if you don't call her up by Rumble, I don't know what you're doing. Like, I think even before Rumble, I think you have her show up on Raw and declare for the Royal Rumble. Because, and somebody who is ready for the main roster right there. And they just like, she doesn't need the NXT Women's Champion. I think she's primed to win a main roster championship. But yeah, like I think Jordan Grace after this needs to be called up. This would follow by a fun match by Ethan Page defeating Mr. Iguana for the NXT North American Championship. I think, especially after Kendall Gray and Obafemi, there was fear in our watch along that Ethan Page might lose and by 3-for-3 in upsets. But no, Ethan Page retains, defeating Mr. Iguana, who had a fun showing. This was this is the shortest match on the card at 8 minutes 33 seconds. It was exactly what it needed to be. It was a very comedy heavy match. Mr. Iguana literally playing dead. for a little bit, and Ethan Page getting increasingly frustrated by him and getting increasingly frustrated by Lyeska and just brutalizing poor Lyeska and throwing them out of the ring, and getting increasingly covered in the green paint that I felt he should have become more like an iguana the more he gets covered, sort of like the alien symbiote and Spider-Man. But yeah, this match was exactly what it needed to be. It was fun. Wasn't very long. And yeah, all in all, like, again, this could have been like, this is a fun title match. I enjoyed it. Then you had Izzy Dame defeating Tatum Paxley by pinfall in a singles match. Clearly the right winner won here. I don't think Tatum needed the win, but it was a great showing throughout. Like that, I think it was her finisher that she hit on the table on the outside. The rotation and thing she gets on that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. And like a lot of people do clown the thing with the dolls near the end. But I like Tatum Paxley, again, is somebody who's definitely a standout of NXT, the women's division right now. I think, again, if you're putting on, I think she's a dark horse to be called up soon. That's what I'm going to say. I like Tatum Paxley. I think she finishes the storyline and potentially gets called up. And this was a correct prediction by both me and Ella J in the main event in the men's Iron Survivor. Javon Evans defeating Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, Dion Lennox, and Miles Bourne by the way of 2-1-1-1. And he will now have an NXT championship match in Year's Evil. So the general theory is that they put it on Obafemi so Javon Evans can finally defeat Obafemi, which, like, part of me is like, you could have done this months ago and then had Ricky Saints defeat Javon Evans. Like, maybe, like, literally at New Year's Eve, you could have had Ricky Saints win this match and defeat Javon Evans. Like, you done the other, I think they messed up, like, the booking of this. But if you have, it'll be very strange to put the title belt back on Obafemi and just have him lose in like a week, in like a few weeks. But yeah, it will be Javon Evans versus Obafemi for the, like, very fun match. Starting out, like, starting out with Javon Evans and Leon Slater was the obvious move there. Those guys are two guys that are destined to fight forever. Like the carbon copies of each other. Really fun contest. The, like, drama late of, like, everyone hitting their finishers and getting pushed out, and you don't know who's going to get the final pin. Javon Evans, just before the clock expires, roll somebody up for the 1-2-3. Great finish to the match. And then just as the show goes out, Obafemi comes out, holds up the title. Javon Evans staring him down. Then he gets jumped. By the former Dawn of NXT, who seems to be debuting a new character. Yeah, it seems to be like a character change. Like, I think the Mafia character might have worked on the main roster, but I don't, like, I'm interested in what they're going to do with this character change, because this is a very pivotal moment in his WWE career of what's going to happen with him. I'm very intrigued what this new version of his character is going to be. But yeah, it seems the new version of the Dawn debuting, taking out Javon Evans and, like, throwing some shredded pieces of burnt paper on him as the show closes. All in all, fairly fun show. I think the Iron Survivor Challenge is a very fun gimmick. Oh no, it's all good, Fernando. We just talked ROH earlier. I do have a big announcement coming up. I'm very excited for John Ends. I think, like we were talking last night on the watch along, I think this It was. Like, I think there was still stuff you could possibly do with it, but like, I'm interested what they're doing with this rebrand and what they're gonna do, because like, hopefully it's not some like paint by numbers heel type deal. Hopefully they got something interesting for them. But yeah, uh, this was a fun show. I think the Iron Survivor is always exciting. Like, it feels like a real sports event. Like, when a team's down by 1 point going against the clock, it was a lot of fun. Both this ROH, really fun weekend of wrestling. Also this weekend, as you might have seen, and wait, I'm going to use the graphic I never get to use. Let me do this. Media assets. No. There you go. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And this week I'm giving a thumbs up to Bailey for I still haven't heard anyone pronounce it. So I think it's Lodestone Wrestling. For anyone who doesn't know, Bailey a few months ago announced that she was doing a weekend seminar, a few day long seminar, completely for free. Not only that, she was going to be housing everyone again absolutely for free in Florida, in Orlando, and getting like a once in a lifetime weekend long seminar for like a all women seminar. And like, with all the news and everyone who was involved, you know how lucky they are. Like that whole thing, like last night, they closed out last night with John Cena. They went to Flatbacks to train. And John Cena was there. You had throughout the week Charlotte coming to give them a talk, both at the home they were staying at and went to train with them. Like, you had so many wrestlers from the women's division. Like, the effects it's going to have on so many people's careers, and to do it absolutely for free is so huge. Because like, in years, so many years, and to this day, there are still wrestling schools that just take advantage of wrestlers' dreams. So many wrestlers either just put their name to a school, like people who are in like WWE for like a cup of coffee, put their name to a school and just take money for people to do this absolutely for free, even though it was just 3 days. Like, the experience and just getting into be in those rooms with the people who have been there, who have experienced so much in wrestling and at the highest levels, and to make it a safe space as well is so massive. And like, the fact there's going to be more of these, obviously, like, this was just the first one. But like, but the fact that she brought in wrestlers from around the world too. Like you had Drea Mitchell from Quebec here who went out, and Leah Sparks also. She's from Toronto, but she wrestles at IWS here. And like, I think she lives in Montreal right now. She lives in Montreal right now from Toronto. So you had 2 wrestlers from Quebec, which like I pop for, like 2 wrestlers I see all the time. I literally saw them a week ago at Mystery Wrestling. And I had no idea they're doing that. Like, I had a feeling potentially somebody from Quebec was going to be part of it, because I've been saying the talent here is so good, especially like our women's roster at IWS is so good. It's undeniable. And for 2 of them to get selected for this was so cool to see, because especially being an international wrestler, it's so hard to break into the bigger, to either AEW, WWE, to get like that visa and be able to break through. So them getting this opportunity to train Orlando, make connections with other wrestlers all over the world of different like experience, was so massive. And they're going to come back better for it. Like, anytime you get to train under like who no other person gets a seminar by like Charlotte. I don't. That was the other big thing that happened this week. But yeah, all in all, just like a really awesome thing Bailey's doing. I don't think they're in trouble. I think like I've also like read that the basically it's again, this is all very stupid and terrible for everyone, terrible for theater markets, terrible for us getting choice. Like things becoming a monopoly is overwhelmingly bad. But again, this hasn't gotten through yet because both Democrats and Republicans have different problems with it. Republicans want Paramount to buy it because the Paramount is now a conservative, like run by conservatives, so they want conservatives to buy Warner Brothers and control that. Democrats, a lot of Democrats don't want them to buy it, Netflix to buy it because it causes a monopoly and bad for consumers. So there's still that. It's still not 100. It's still not sealed yet. There's still a lot of things to happen there. But also, from what I've heard, is the like HBO or the Max HBO Max thing is getting spun off into its own thing and becoming Discovery something other. Like that's going to be a separate thing from Netflix. So I don't think, and like Tony Khan knew this was a possibility for a while now. Like had an idea it was a possibility because also like people talk in that industry, and so like he knew he's not an idiot, and like he knew this was coming, so like he wasn't worried about it. They won't kill something that's profitable, that's earning the money, because Netflix is on the other thing. I think they're perfectly fine taking money from both companies. So I don't think AEW is in trouble. But again, there's still a long way before this is settled. A lot of people are going to be looking into this deal. I think it's bad. I think it's the fact Netflix wants to kill theaters is bad. A lot about this is bad. Like there is that like convenience thing too with it. That like part of you is like, oh, this is going to be a lot more convenient to watch all my things. Everything's around it, but like all the prices are going to go up. It's not going to be a good thing in the end. But also on the positive end, a little bit of an announcement about the Brunch Gimmick coming up to kick off the year. I had an idea, and I'm going to be running with it. As you know, about this time of year, everyone has an award show. And for the first time ever, the Brunch Gimmick is having their own award show. On January 4th, we are kicking off the Brunchies, the official Brunch Awards, the first Sunday of the new year, where our award show is going to be giving awards to the more of the fun comedy wrestling side of wrestling and the most entertaining part of wrestling, the most pure entertainment. The silliest, the wackiest, the things that bring us the most joy in wrestling. We will be giving awards to and talking about on January 4th. There will be a full award show. Maybe I do a monologue up front. I don't know. But I'm very excited about it. We'll be giving awards to some of the best content creators and some of the best wrestler content stuff that they've been doing, as well as promotion of the year. We have the Danhausen Commitment to a Bit award. In tribute to Danhausen, were the wrestlers who have committed to a bit throughout the year the best. We will be talking about them. The nominations should be coming out next Sunday. I'll be announcing them then. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. I think right now I have 7 or 8, including like Moment of the Year as well. Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year. It's also like the people who don't get as much recognition and deserve it on this list, who do so much fun stuff in the world of professional wrestling and are just there to purely entertain. We'll be talking about, and we'll be giving them their flowers coming up on January 4th to kick off the new year. The first brunch of the new year will be the first ever Brunchies, and I'm very excited about it. And next week we'll talk more about it. As for this week, that will do it. Fernando, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out this week again. We'll be back next week with the nominations, and maybe, I guess, we will see As for me, you can follow me at CartCNDG on all socials to keep up to date. And we will see you back here next week. See you then, everybody. Bye.